The Ukraine authorities appeals to the countries of the West to recognize Russia as a terrorist country and to introduce a travel ban on citizens of the country as well. First of all, it must be guaranteed that Russian murderers and accomplices of state terror are not allowed to have visas to the Schengen area. Secondly, the very idea of Europe cannot be destroyed, which means that we cannot turn Europe into a supermarket where it does not matter who enters it, and all that matters is that the purchases are paid for. Therefore, visa restrictions for citizens of the Russian Federation are right, and all defenders of European values must put pressure on them. The president of Ukraine said that he had a telephone conversation with Pope Francis. Zelensky informed the head of the apostolic capital about the current situation on the front, the fate of the civilian population, and about Russia's constant attempts to intensify terror. We talked about what we can do to restore peace in the country. Pope Francis agrees with me and supports us. I also thank the Czech Republic, the Baltic states, and other countries that have brought discussions in Europe to the topic of the visa ban for citizens of a terrorist state to a debate at international level. The armed forces of Ukraine carried out further attacks on a key bridge in the Kherson Oblast. The Operational Command South announced that the target of the shelling was an object on the dam in Nova Kakhovka, which made it impossible for the Russian forces to cross. 46 soldiers of the aggressor were also killed, and 15 armored and military vehicles were destroyed in southern Ukraine, the Ukraine Army Command informed. On the other hand, the Air Force reported that the runway of this Russian base in Crimea, which was bombed on August 9th, remained operational. The U.S. Department of Defense confirmed that Ukrainian forces bombed the Russian-controlled Saki air base in the Crimea on August 9th. The British Ministry of Defense said that the Russian Black Sea Fleet had been weakened. Meanwhile, Moscow claims that no attack took place, and Kyiv neither confirmed nor denied Ukraine participation in the action. Earlier, the Pentagon stated that the attack did not use U.S.-supplied weapons. The General Staff of Ukraine reported that since the beginning of the war, Russia has lost approximately 43,400 soldiers, over 1,850 tanks, and 4,100 armored fighting vehicles. The company Maxair Technologies has published photos of the Belarusian Zhabruk airport, which shows traces of a fire that occurred on Wednesday to Thursday night after a series of explosions. Russia continues shelling civilian and military infrastructure. The attacks intensified after the shelling of Crimea 4 days ago. These are photos from Kharkiv after overnight shelling, and these are the streets of Bakhmut. We were not supposed to run away and seek refuge in other people's homes. I've been working hard at the factory all my life. It took us 10 years to build this house. We collected building materials, and now I should leave it all? We were ordered to leave, but where to? I stand by Ukraine. I love Ukraine, but there is no other place than here in Kramatorsk where we feel needed. I have worked for Ukraine all my life. The Turkish Ministry of Defense announced that 2 more ships loaded with grain left the Black Sea port of Odessa. They contain 12,000 tons of corn and 3,000 tons of sunflower seeds. This is possible thanks to the recent agreement with the help of the UN and Turkey. Transports are faced with many difficulties, but today the first ship has entered the Italian port of Ravenna. Today is a very important day for us because today the first ship carrying Ukrainian grain has arrived in the port of Ravenna. It is the first ship since the beginning of Russia's unjustified war with Ukraine. It is a symbolic and very important day for the local and global market. Morale among Ukrainians is high not only among the military. Almost all of society believes in a victory over Russia. This is the result of a survey by Rayton Studios. In June, as much as 98% of respondents declared their confidence in the defeat of the invader by Ukraine. Only 1% had the opposite opinion, and only 1% could not answer the question.